I am now going to pass you to Gregory Metcalf, who is the project lead for our AI and Children project, which is a project we're really proud of in partnership with the Children's Parliament and the Alan Turing Institute. So over to you, Gregory, and our wonderful children's investigators. Woo.
Which one? There we go. I immediately forgot which microphone. So for the purposes of this, my name is not Gregory Metcalf. The children have renamed me Michael Jeremy and have vowed that I will use that name. So I'm Michael Jeremy today. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce some children who are going to tell us who we are and why we're here.
Hi everyone, we're all a member of Children's Parliament. We have been working in AI and children's rights. Hello, and this is our mascot, Max.
Hi, Max.
Our project has three main themes: fairness and bias, safety and security, and AI education.
We have been working with hundreds of children across Scotland, and we've made a film about it. 3, 2, 1. Hope you enjoy.
Woo.
Children's Parliament from across Scotland have been exploring children's rights in AI.
Last year, we identified 4 key themes to focus on this year: fairness and bias, safety and security, AI in education, and learning about AI.
Across the project, we worked with AI experts and artists to find out about these themes and express our views.
We had representatives in Glasgow, Edinburgh, Shetland, and Stirling.
In Glasgow, we had a session on our rights with safety and security in AI with Digital Skills Education, a company that makes education resources about technology.
We did rotoscoping with local artist Zio to show how we were feeling about safety and security in AI.
What we were doing was making backgrounds and choosing characters for making a video, and then we were just practicing to get recorded. We were writing about all feelings and emotions. So my group chose confused, energetic and thoughtful.
We've been talking about the safety and personal things that you shouldn't really share with others, and then things that you can share with others.
Bank details, medical records maybe.
Passwords and phone numbers.
Yeah.
Sharing everything you share with people around you.
Stuff you would share with friends and family.
What do you have to
There was this data set with websites and ID numbers, and it surprised me how websites can get that much information, because even Google knows your location because of Google Maps and that. There should be a rule on websites how much information they should gather. They can't gather your name, age, but they can if it's for a good reason. So only trusted websites should be able to, Google.
In Edinburgh, we learn about AI in education with some researchers from the University of Edinburgh.
Yesterday, while we were in the room, as it's called, a time portal, we were making our own robots, and me and Callie were in the same group. We made a bot called Jimmy Jr.
We didn't have to make robots, but we made something with AI.
Yeah, and it could involve
anything that you wanted. So kind of out the box.
Our learning AI is a translator that can translate any languages. So you can speak to anybody who is from a foreign country and doesn't know English. It supports non-discrimination and the right to be listened to.
John can help you with a lot of things.
Like,
for example,
it can give you a hug, like, yeah, it has a hug button at the back.
and it has a help button if you need help with anything, but he doesn't give you the answer, he just explains it to you.
So if someone doesn't know something, it can help them because you have a right to a good education.
We worked with the Science Kaylee to create a performance about how we felt about how AI is used in education.
To the left.
Good. I'm kind of in the middle because it can sometimes ruin the education. Like, if you need quite a lot of time to say an answer because you kind of don't get it, it just says it for you, and that's not really fair. And it's kind of good as well because, if the AI gets to know you more, it can sometimes know how you can feel. But if it doesn't get to know you or knows a bit about you, then probably not.
Instilling, we explored fairness and bias in AI.
We worked with some people from Glasgow University and doctors from the NHS to help them with their plans to use AI to help diagnosis.
We did a doctor's role, so we had to pretend, role play.
You had a fluffy toy to be the child.
Yes.
So that was almost before we started talking about the AI, it was to kind of give us the experience of it and actually being at the doctor's, and then to compare that with how we felt AI would have, done it afterwards.
So basically it was like having experience of a human doing it, and then you had not the same experience, but you had what it would be like if AI was doing it, like a computer.
I didn't actually know that doctors were starting to use AI to help patients.
I think it helps because it would be quite good for AI systems to be able to recognise and diagnose stuff quickly.
The good things might be it'll do it faster because computers have more processing power. And one of the bad things is you don't know how accurate it is. You haven't programmed this computer. You don't know what it's going to do.
We created music with the sound artist eye to show how we felt about fairness and bias in AI.
We got split into groups,
And you get to make your own instruments to play this sound.
I turned it on and actually painted it, and then I thought, oh, that actually makes a nice sound.
And then we went down to the PE hall and we recorded them.
In Shetland, we thought about how AI is used in education with Maria from an organisation called Silicon Croft.
We made signs with local artist Jono to show how we were feeling about it.
My favourite part of yesterday is that we did the crafts. We did different things about AI to fix problems with weather.
Shetland, there's been a lot of snow recently, and we were trying to come up with AI robotics that could help save stuff. Me and my group made a pig fire, something really random with a purple guy on a pig, which is on hoverboard, and it fixes power lines.
And my group made a thing based on schools and health, where it was a machine that made homeschooling dedicated to the children so that they could do homework when it's snow days.
We're making things about a key message, and we're putting them on a sign. We have to put ink on it and in a printing press.
Those signs are going to have what we think on them, and we're doing ink press on little plywood cardboard sheets. And my one says children need to know, because I think that children need to know about AI because it can get out of control, and that's what we have been learning about today. And we have been making signs to show the Children's Parliament what we think.
It's not always bad. It's in the middle. It can be good.
Yeah, it can be
bad.
good and yeah.
Because lots of people just think of the bad things about it, but there's more to it.
They should know that AI is like something to help them learn. But sometimes the children have to know that their privacy could be shown to public, like to anyone.
That's like one of the most important parts of it. We don't
keep your privacy safe.
Yeah.
I'd want to be asked if my personal data was used for something, because it is kind of personal and you might want to just keep it to yourself.
Just because we're children doesn't mean we don't know what we're talking about. Doesn't mean that we don't understand. This isn't just some fantasy. This is real life. We know what we're talking about because we've learned. So that's why our voices need to be heard as well, because sometimes it's only us that are trying and only us that are listening.
We need to be heard. We may be tiny and very small, but that doesn't mean we have a tiny brain. If you're tiny and you're a kid, don't be afraid to share your thoughts.
Because they matter. And just because you're little doesn't mean you don't understand, doesn't mean that you aren't as important. It means that you can cooperate too, and that you can get in with this and help. Because this is serious, because AI has to be understood properly and has to be taken very seriously to make sure that nothing goes wrong.
We are now going to have some little panel interviews so the children can tell you a little bit more about those themes that were introduced at the beginning. I'm going to pass this to you because I need to get my questions out of my pocket. 1 second. Would you like to introduce yourselves first?
I'm Sean. I'm a member of the Children's Parliament, and our project is Fairness and Bias. Hi, I'm Calvin, and I'm a member of Children's Parliament.
Hi, I'm Paul, and I'm a member of Children's Parliament.
Thanks, guys. Firstly then, Sean, can you tell us, how did you find out about fairness and bias in AI?
I found out about fairness and bias because of the Children's Parliament. We done activities like a playground that we had to make by using AI systems, and you need good info and good data to make it for everyone.
Absolutely. That was a really good point. Calvin, how do you think AI systems could make things unfair or biased for children?
Well, it doesn't really look into the children's lives, and that can be a bit unfair. And it's not always going to have the right information.
So you think it's important that the people making AI understand about children's lives?
Yes.
Thanks, Calvin. Paul, what do you think should be done to stop AI systems being unfair or biased for children?
If you're making AI systems, it is important that children have a say in AI. AI won't understand children unless they have a say.
Thank you. That's really interesting. Finally, then, for this group, Sean, why do you think people should take children's rights into account when they are making or using AI?
I think they should take rights into account when they're using AI, because if they don't, it could take away some of them, like the right to non-discrimination, the right to have a voice and be listened to, and the right to be included.
Fantastic. Thanks so much to Sean and Calvin and Paul. Can the next group make their way up? The groups are getting bigger and bigger. I'm going to take the microphone down to this end.
I'm Anne-Marie, and we'll be talking about safety and security. I'm Diana, and I'm a part of Children's Parliament.
I'm Rory, and I'm a member of Children's Parliament.
I'm Sophie, and I'm a member of Children's Parliament.
I'm Rowan, and I'm a member of Children's Parliament.
I was about to take that microphone off you. I've got one in my hand. Okay, Rowan then. Can you start us off? What did you find out about safety and security and AI?
I found out that not all AI is safe, and that a big chunk of text that you usually just get at when you download a game, nobody really cares to read it. And plus your info can be easily uncovered from just what you do on the internet.
So that information or that text that you get, do you think it's child friendly?
Nah.
Rory, does anything worry you about the safety and security of children when it comes to AI?
Yes, because companies in AI are taking a lot of data that's not needed. And it worries me that it could be used for stuff that it shouldn't. I think there should be rules on how much data companies can gather.
Thank you, Rory. Oh yeah, Sophie, you got the mic. That's good. I was about to ask you a question. Sophie, what needs to happen to keep children safe with AI?
If you don't know about AI, children must ask an adult before to guide you through an app. And games like Minecraft might collect your information, and children should have an option to not put their information in.
That's interesting. So you think there should be different rules for children than there are for adults?
Yep.
Thank you, Sophie. Rowan, what do you think about that one? What do you think about what needs to happen to keep children safe with AI?
That there should be a set of rules for companies who use or make AI, that it should have a set of rules that make it sure the AI is fair and non-biased.
So is that a special set of rules when it comes to children?
Yes.
Thanks, Rowan. Finally then, and if you pass this on to Rory first, I'm going to ask Rory first. How do you feel about companies using your data for AI systems?
I don't want that to happen. I want to be asked first.
That seems fair. Diana, same question. What do you think about that?
Well, they don't know your age, so when they collect or use your data, they should check if children can read it, and sometimes the children don't know, so even the adults might not even know what the words mean.
Yeah, so again, is that about having child-friendly information then?
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Diana. You pass the mic back up here as well, because I think Rowan had something he wanted to say about that bit as well. So how do you feel about companies using your data?
I feel unsure because I wonder where it's going and what it's going to be used for.
Thanks very much. Okay, big round of applause for our safety and security group. I'm now going to pass over to my colleague Francis, who's going to do our final little interview of the children.
Thank you very much. Where should we sit here and here? Either side, yeah. Hello, I'm Frances, and I'm going to pass over to Topher. Do you want to introduce yourself? Well, I kind of introduced you a bit there. Sorry, Topher.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Topher, and I am a member of Children's Parliament, and today we'll be talking about AI in education.
Great.
I'm Macy, and I'm a member of Children's Parliament.
Thank you both. Okay, so what I might do is I might pass you the mic, Macy, when I ask you a question, okay? So, have you found it interesting or useful to learn about AI?
When I first started the project with the Children's Parliament, I found it very interesting, and AI is changing very fast from when I first started.
How about you, Macy?
I feel like children should learn about AI so our rights are respected properly, and so they know what is how we use it.
Thank you so much. Okay, question number 2. Why do you think it's important for children to learn about AI?
We want to learn AI and children's rights together, as it's important.
And why is it important to learn about AI and children's rights together?
So we know how to use it, and so we know how our personal data is being used.
Thank you so much, Macy. What do you think, Topher?
I think it's important to learn about AI because children have the right to learn about AI, have the right to learn about education, and it's important to learn about AI because when we get older, AI will be a bigger thing.
Thank you. Okay, question 3. Do you have any concerns about AI being used in education?
I think AI in education is very good because it can help teachers, but also teachers need to need to use some AI, but not a lot. That the AI is just doing all the job. Teachers can add a twist to it to make it fun for the students.
And AI might not understand neurodivergent people and how they learn.
They're both really good points. Thank you so much. And the final question I've got for you guys is, what do you think adults need to know about AI?
AI is helpful for adults, and AI can help adults with their jobs.
Teachers should learn about AI so they're to support the children and so the children can be safe and they can be safe, and also they could add the learning about AI into the curriculum.
Okay, thank you so much. Well done, guys. That's us for today.
Thank you. Do you guys have your interview questions ready? We'll grab them. Just with them. Whilst they're just getting set up for the next little bit, it's probably worth mentioning that this group of children here are from 4 different schools across Scotland, and they had never met in person before Tuesday. We've just spent the last 2 nights for 2.5 days on a residential together down in the Borders, and all of what you see here today has been, well, I mean, they've been working on this for 2 years, so the knowledge was there, but in terms of working out what we're doing on this stage in front of all of you people, that was yesterday. So they've done an incredible job. Right, next up, we are going to invite some special guests up to the stage to be interviewed by the children. Can we please have Tom Wilkinson, who is the Chief Data Officer for Scottish Government. Katrina Campbell, who's the Chair of the Scottish AI Alliance. And Carolyn Thompson, who's a Senior AI Policy Officer at Scottish Government. Aha, coming from my left. And I'm going to hand over to the children who are going to grill them. Coming up. Some of you are going to have to kind of stand when you get up there. But I'm going to hand one microphone. standing mic and a sitting mic. So that's for you three, this is for you three. Who's going first?
This is for all our guests up here. What do you do at work and what inspired you?
Repeat that just a wee.
What do you do at work and what inspired you?
What do I do and what inspired me? So I have been working in the field of technology and innovation with technology for some time. You know when you turn on the TV and sometimes on Sky or the BBC you see a little red button on the top right hand side? So I designed that in 2003, a very, very long time ago. So what inspired me to get into technology was really, I found it absolutely fascinating. You could design something without pen and paper. And I really do love to code. So that's what inspired me to get into it, to make things and develop technology that was going to be assistive, going to help people. So that's why I got into it.
So what inspired me was seeing that the way our institutions around us that help us live our everyday lives work isn't always perfect. And I wanted to make those better by understanding them well. And so I joined government to understand them and to make them better with technology.
Caroline. Thank you. I'm a civil servant and I've got a very boring old job. So doing AI is really, really interesting because I get to meet people like you guys. And I saw your presentation at the summit last year when we had it, and I also met some of the young people who are learning to code at DataKirk, and that's really inspiring because it makes me think that what we're doing is worthwhile, because if we can make an environment and a community that's great and children can learn and children can grow and develop in a way that's really good for Scotland, that's amazing.
This question is for Tom. What's your favourite part about AI?
I'm very excited by the possibilities for helping people do less of the things that they find boring and repetitive, and doing more of the things that people do best, that really engage with what they find exciting.
This question is for Tom. How safe is our data?
Good question.
And of course, there's a lot of different aspects to that question. You know, which bits of our data, and what do we mean by safe, and what is our expectation of that safety? I'm confident that we have a lot of protections in place in this country and the UK as a whole that make sure that the ways in which our data are used always considers the safety aspects of it. And of course, I think it's important in any conversation about that safety that we're also making sure that the data is being used for our safety too, and that we're not just thinking about the safety of the data, we're thinking about the potential use of the data to enhance our lives and to make sure that people are safe, not just data, but people.
This question is for Caroline. Will you add learning about AI into the school curriculum?
Would I add learning about AI into the school curriculum? Yeah, definitely yes, because I think as you guys are showing, you're very, very capable of understanding what a lot of adults and older people can't understand around the technology and the risks and the opportunities of it. So definitely I think children in school should be learning the same things that you're learning just now.
This question is for Katrina. What inspired you to include children?
Say that again, what inspired you to?
What inspired you to include children?
Oh, including you in all of this? Well, it has been said that you are our future. I think what's really important is that we design systems with you in mind, that we safeguard the planet for you, and much like people talk about when they're talking about climate change and sustainability, those are big issues for your future, not mine. I'll be long dead by the time that happens. But we need to make sure that we're building a world within which you can live happily and safely. So that's why we wanted to include you.
How will you keep doing this in the AI strategy?
Well, you're a core pillar of our strategy, ensuring that the AI that we want to build is trustworthy, inclusive, and ethical. And so it's really important that whilst we are in place here in Scotland, that we make sure that we listen to each of those and we manage our strategy by being trustworthy, inclusive, and ethical.
This question is for everyone. Would you do anything different now that you have watched the film?
I think the film has underlined for me that we're already doing great things to include voices of children as well as adults here, where I don't think we should be forgetting that just like in the video it was said, just because people are small, that doesn't mean that they're not contributing valuable opinions and valuable perspectives to our thinking about how to make the best use of AI.
Good answer. I think we need to ensure, as with Caroline's response, that the education system is updated and that all of your amazing teachers understand this as well as you all understand it. Because I bet there's some teachers who don't know as much as you.
My takeaway from the video is I'm going to get one of those hug robots, because there's lots of times when I'm sitting in the office and I just would like to press a button and have a wee robot come and give me a hug. But aside from that, I've just taken away, it'll stay with me thinking about how you are. So now when I'm writing all my boring old policy work, I'll be thinking of you guys and the impact it might have on what you need to learn and what you need to grow.
Thank you.